Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the video about the language cert flowcharts. The flowchart is the part 3 of the language cert speaking module. The flowchart is basically a type of discussion on a topic. The topic is same for the candidate and the examiner, but the points on the flowcharts we have to discuss are sometimes different and sometimes they may be similar. During a cert test, the flowchart may appear on the screen of the candidate and the examiner will has his or her flowchart. And then the examiner will give 20 seconds to the candidate to think about the main points of the flowcharts. For example, if the flowchart is about the holiday plans and the first point given on both these flowcharts is time. So the examiner may have some other time and the candidate may have some other time. On the examiner flowchart, the time may be the first 2 weeks in August, whereas on the candidate flowchart, the time may be in the first 2 weeks in June. So the examiner will tell about the time of his holiday plans according to the time which is given on his or her flowchart, whereas the candidate will tell about the time of his holiday plans according to his or her flowchart. So let's start the discussion about the holiday plans and complete the flowchart.
Okay, let's start. As you can see that there are 2 copies of flowcharts on your screen. One copy is for the examiner, which is on the left side, and one copy is for the candidate, which is on the right side of your screen. Let's start the discussion on holiday plans. The first point is time, and on the examiner's flowchart, the time is first 2 weeks in August, whereas on the flowchart of the candidate, the time is first 2 weeks in June. The examiner will say, well, I am thinking to go on my holidays and I am planning to start my holidays in the first 2 weeks in August. In reply, the candidate can say, I am also thinking to go on holidays, but I am going on holidays in the first 2 weeks in June. The next point on the flowcharts is the location. On the examiner's flowchart, location is coastal resort, whereas on the candidate's flowchart, location is mountains. So the examiner will say, I am planning to spend my holidays on coastal resort. I was planning for that for last 2 years. In reply, the candidate will say, I am planning to spend my holidays in the hilly areas. I love to spend my holidays on the mountains. Next point on the both flowcharts is transport, and the type of transport is car on both these flowcharts. The examiner will say, I am a bit choosy in selecting the transport. At first I was thinking that I will take my own van, but later on I decided to hire a car. The candidate will say in reply, well, in that case our choice is same. I am also hiring a car. Next point on both of these flowcharts is accommodation, and on the examiner's flowchart, the type of accommodation is self-catering apartment, and on the candidate's flowchart, the type of accommodation is family hotel. The examiner will say, as far as accommodation is concerned, I am planning to book a self-catering apartment. Luckily, I am a good cook and I will also enjoy my cooking. The candidate will reply to this, in that case, I am going to book a family hotel because I want to enjoy my holidays. I can also cook, but I am not a good cook. The next point on both of these flowcharts is activities. On the examiner's flowchart, the activities are swimming and sunbathing. And on the candidate's flowchart, the activities are walking and photography. The examiner will say, I want to do different activities. I love to do swimming and sunbathing. I will do these activities during my holidays. The candidate will say, I don't like swimming and sunbath. I like walking, so I will concentrate on walking, and photography is my hobby. I will take photos of beautiful sceneries. The last point is reserve through, and on both flowcharts the way of reservation is internet. The examiner will say, I am going to reserve my accommodation in an apartment through internet because there is 20% discount to reserve through the internet. The candidate will say, alright, so if there is a discount, then I will also reserve my room in the hotel through internet.